Good morning and welcome to Community Heartbeat presented by Outreach Community Health Center. It's not just a show. This is a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness, keeping your heart pumping with positivity. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. It's Ebony Ssali, and I am closing out this month strong. How y'all feeling up in here? Clyde, ride out. How y'all feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good.
The sunshine is up.
Yeah, the sun is
Okay.
shining.
Okay.
The
And not just
sun.
me in the studio. Like the sun is actually up. How was your Valentine's? How are the things? How's your heart? Right? Because it's still heart month. We're closing out strong. How your heart feeling?
Well, my heart is
Uh-huh.
feeling
Your heart will go on.
my heart is feeling good.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
Jodeci had a song.
Lord.
My
Again,
heart
if
belongs to
if it's
you.
not sweating in leather in the desert in the summertime kind of love, send it back.
Mm,
Send it back. Send it back. No, so I hope y'all doing something good for your love, for your spirit, for your heart.
yeah.
That's what life is all about. I will get into how the show went because
Ah,
you know what had happened was I didn't make it out,
of course you did.
but there is the video on the internet.
Yeah,
So we will get
the video is out. The video is out.
you got to subscribe to get that video. You
Oh
can't
man,
just
listen here.
you cannot just get it.
Debauchery at its finest.
I love debauchery. Just a
Yeah.
little bit.
Oh,
Just a taint. Just a taint.
just a taste.
Just a taint of debauchery. I know.
Woo!
I know.
Lord
But
Jesus.
look, yeah, it do. And it do. There are many, many things that are good for the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Get your blood pumping, and those
Uh-huh.
things are very important.
Very
That's all I'm gonna
important.
say. That's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
keep the blood flowing through your body.
Indeed, indeed. Now I did tell the gentleman in here to behave today, because my father is in town. So shout out to Pops.
Hey,
Um,
Mr. Robert.
they gonna cut up, Pops. They gonna cut up. So listen, call your family. Do that for me this week. You know, I'm gonna give you an assignment. I want you to connect and reach out to your family, check in on them, see how you're doing. I can remember growing up, my mom would say, and you know, when I was first a young professional out here in these streets, you're never too busy to check in. So you're never too busy to call your parents. You're never too busy to do those things. So make sure you do that. Get up, call your family, and check in on them. On that note, there have been like an overabundance, I must say, of funerals I've attended. Y'all just folks getting on up out of here, right? So I do want to just pause and take a moment. I have worked for and with the city of Milwaukee for many, many years. For those of you who know me, you know I've done the branding for Bronzeville Week, and the Bronzeville statuette that exists. All of that is my branding. So behind the scenes, there is an entire army of people that get things done. I want to take a pause and just commemorate the life of a Kua Dancer. She was the assistant for Alderwoman Malele Coggs, and just a real one, a genuine heart, a genuine spirit. And so she passed recently, and my heart is broken, to be honest, because you see some of the negativity that goes on, and then you see people with a pure heart, and you just want to give them the world. So she was phenomenal. She has left her mark on this city. More details to come on commemorating her life. But I just want to pause and say to Akua Dancer, thank you for everything that you have given us. The gifts you've given are important. So that's why I say check in on people. Just let them know you love them. There is no what's the word I want to use right now? There's no shortage of love, right?
Right.
You can always replenish that. So give it freely, right? Tell folks you love them. So I love y'all. Whew, okay, let me pause there. But I have been to so many funerals lately, right? So that gets me into the health piece and just taking care of ourselves. Do that, right?
Mm,
Take a moment. It's not easy. I'm gonna tell y'all, because we family in here, right?
right.
Okay. So I decided early February to cut out a lot of the meat, cut out a lot of my wine. So I'm just water, y'all. I'm in the
Mm,
club with water.
the water
Okay.
club.
Right. Because I realized I might not be a spring chicken.
Yeah.
Okay. The grays are coming in. So some of the foolishness that I kind of did around year 20, year 19, 21, 25, the body keeps score and it doesn't really operate like it did in the early 20s. So taking a moment, taking care of ourselves, but I feel better. Somebody told me I was glowing the other day. I was like, ooh, ooh. So it shows up, right? It definitely shows up. So recommit to your health, check in on people, and just be a good human, right? Can we all agree to that?
I agree.
You agree? Clark, you gonna be a good human this week? And then maybe in the next week. And then just oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair. See, know thyself.
I don't want to be good, man. No.
You can be good at being bad.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not mad at it.
In between.
Oh, yes. That will be during the break. We'll call that behind the beat community heartbeat after hours. Speaking of hours, Outreach Community Health Centers, as you know, presents Community Heartbeat. And we have walk-in hours. So as you think about all the cuts, all the stress, all the pushing to eat poorly, I want you to take care of yourself. So get up today. Today is the day. Like when you have that moment, get up, come in, get your levels checked, and get started on a healthy path. March 1st is around the corner. We have a caller. Y'all be waking up early in the morning, and I love that about y'all. Good morning and welcome to Community Heartbeat.
Good morning, Ebony.
Well, good morning, my Angela. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, and yourself?
You sounding good. You got your second cup of tea going on. What's going on?
I ain't got my first cup yet.
Okay, listen. These things are very important. Very,
yes,
very
ma'am. I'm gonna get it. But you know what? I called to tell you I love you.
Oh, I love you back. See what I'm saying? Like spread love. Spread love.
Ma'am.
Really and truly. Angela, I value you. Like I've said many times. You show up, you show out to everything. And I love you back. Just
Thank you, Miss Ebony. Good morning to you. How have you been?
Listen, I told you I've been getting to bed on time. I was in bed about 8 p.m. last night, 8:30. Drinking my water, minding my business, right?
Okay.
Just yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. How about you?
Well, I have not been asleep because I've been binge watching this movie. So,
what you watching?
Hit the Floor.
Ooh, is it good?
So
is it scary?
Yes. No, it's not. I don't watch scary movies.
Ooh.
No, it's not scary. It's like cheerleader group.
Got
like,
you. Okay.
They like the Bucks cheerleader girls, but these are different like that. I've been watching that all night.
Remember that. I remember that show. Yes, you listen. I have been also in the house binge watching. I watched the Tyra documentary and all. All.
Yeah, I watched that too.
All of those things.
Yeah, I've been been watching movies because I can't sleep at night anyway, so I might as well watch TV.
This is
true.
And
I don't do that often. During the day, my TV's not on at all.
See, look, I will tell you this too. I've learned I need a little background noise when I'm asleep. So I put the YouTube like soft music on. Yeah, and just
I'll YouTube my gospel all night.
Exactly. Yep. So no, you got to do these things because stress reduction is the big thing. I said one thing I committed to do this year is reduce the stress. If it's a little bit of friction, I let that thing go. Okay.
Right. Because I try to go to bed with a clear mind and a clear heart. I don't want no animosity, no anger, none of that when I get in my bed.
That part.
I want to be able to rest peacefully. Not having my phone jump off and people call. I'm way too old for that. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm not. There used to be a time somebody would call and say, blah, 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 going down. Let me put my coat on and I'm going away.
Right.
Now I'm like,
but I done got too old for that. I'm not even on that level anymore. Not that I can't be, but I'm not going to be.
I just ask, simple questions like, where is your local precinct? What district is closest to you?
Right. I'm close to the 4th district. I got them number on speed now. You better know it.
On speed now.
Angela,
So no,
you better know it.
Angela, we know you're just using Ebony to get to.
Oh boy.
Jermaine.
Oh boy.
No, I am not.
Y'all gonna do a little less on my girl in here today.
Gentlemen anyway, but I just have not talked to Ebony right out. I'm not paying no attention. I'm not paying no attention right now. I am talking to Miss Ebony.
There you go.
That's the first person I say anything to. Debo, you gone somewhere.
See,
gone in the
she
back.
Said gone. She said gone in the back. No. But Angela is truly one of those good spirits. Like I said, she shows up to everything. She just got that good spirit. And those people, it's not until, and usually we don't give people their flowers until they're gone, right? Then we want to come up. Don't y'all? No, I take that back.
No,
y'all
I'm
fall
giving
out
they
when
flowers while they here.
See, no, I'll get on him during the break, Angela. But
don't worry about him.
True,
right? Don't Miss Ebony. Don't even worry about Debo.
Understood.
Cause he know when I come up there to get that little change for them cookies, he gonna hear it.
All you gotta do, Angela, is just do the call. Just
you know what? You know what? You know what? See, you see what I have to deal with. Do you see what I have to deal with? I love it though. Again, it's
I love
good.
You too, Miss Ebony. It's good to hear your voice.
Same here. Have a fantastic weekend. They say it's gonna be nice today, so get out today. It says it's gonna snow tomorrow, so get your groceries and make some good chili tomorrow or some good for you.
Well, I don't eat beef, so
no,
and I don't.
Chili cracks.
So I'll try another substitute if I decide to make any chili, but I don't hardly cook because of my condition with me eating, so that's in a whole nother level. But gentlemen in the office, good morning, Clark Kent, good morning, Ride Out, good morning, Debo. You all have a blessed weekend and God be with you.
Same to you, Angela. I love it. I love her, y'all. Again, good spirits. So I want y'all to reach out, call somebody, and just give them some good energy. That is good for your heart. So as I shared before, it is American Heart Month. We're closing that out strong. And I shared the statistic last time. Every 34 seconds, somebody in this country dies from cardiovascular disease, and it's preventable. Y'all, so just get up, walk around the block while it's nice today, and get out and do something great for somebody. So in the studio later today, we will have two physicians. Our podiatrist, living legend, Dr. Renee Suttle Robinson, will be in the building. And then one of our fantastic residents, Dr. Mortazavi, will be in the building. So I'm just here to connect with them, share their knowledge with y'all, and keep these gentlemen on the right path because they seem like they're going to cut up. The minute it's over 50 degrees. Y'all just don't know how to act. Y'all don't know how to act. Y'all don't know.
Mr. Robert.
Oh, Lord. Yes, that's my pop. Listen, Pops, you know how it is. That's all I'm gonna say. Me and my pop, we are here. So again, spread love. So getting back to Valentine's Day, right out. I know you had the concert.
Yeah.
You had the silky smooth going on. Yeah. And how was it?
Oh, it was dope.
Do tell. I checked out some snippets. I saw a couple of my people in the audience. It was great.
It was going down. It was an incredible show.
Okay.
We put on for the city. I had to wear my shiny pants.
Your shiny pants.
Yeah.
The little bit of leather.
I had to wear my shiny pants.
A little bit of leather. Did you do your Prince? No, because it was D'Angelo. So it was a different vibe.
Yeah, I was up there disco balling and out. But,
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
Is there video of you in the pants?
Oh, it's video.
Okay, we're gonna get that clip during the break.
It's video. Yeah. I was spinning around like a disco ball. All type of stuff was going on.
You know what? We want to know. know. Debo Clark, how was your Valentine's Day?
Oh yeah, he took his date to the funeral so she can get some flowers off of the casket.
I was gonna go there, but then I was like, my heart is still heavy because we injured. You know what?
Last time,
you know what? That is wrong. It's wrong.
Boy.
But I can see it. I can see,
because
somebody done did in America. So it happened.
Well, I mean, in reality, that's really a great idea because even though you're crying, at the same time, you could just,
actually, that was a movie. That was what is it? Is it Vince Vaughn and they and they would. Oh yeah, it was Wedding Crashers, but then he was like, funerals are really where it's
but
Will Ferrell. That's it.
Now sometimes sometimes at the end of the funeral, they ask
you know what?
5 women to come up and get the flowers. And that's where you can send your date up there. Hey, baby.
Y'all give me some help in here. 414-444-5250. Help me to shut this down. I would hate to have to create bouncers for events like this.
In reality,
Ebony,
I'm really a professional mourner.
I'm going to shut it down. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, no,
I'm
seriously.
Shut it down. See, you see the snakes in the grass coming.
Ask Debo, man.
Let me help you in your time.
I actually went to the wrong funeral the one time. Sat up in there, cried, and then realized it wasn't even Corey.
There is a special place. I just want you to know. You know how they say the Lord is preparing a place? It's on the other side of that you also will have a place.
I came back here to the station like, man, I was at the wrong funeral.
You know what? Was it great though? Were you like,
I was like, he lived a good life, even though I didn't know.
I will say this though. I know we laugh a little bit about it, but I hope that like every day you wake up, you are intending to live a life where, number one, I think people should want to get up and talk about the good you did when you have your final homegoing service. You should have left a mark that makes people say, you know, they left the world better. So that's the first. Y'all better fall out. Okay. Y'all better fall out. Right. But you should also leave a legacy. Like people should, I say you want people to think, yeah, I knew her and remember back when and remember, right, folk, I ain't met you a day in my life. Or I said hey to you. Right. But Ebony waved at me. You should want to live in that kind of way. So that's what I hope for all of us. And take care of yourself while you're doing it. So when we come back from break, because see, they in here cutting up. They don't even know we're supposed to go to break, but I know because I'm on point.
Man, at least you know.
Because I'm on point. When we come back from the break, we will talk about more ways to keep your heart healthy. Besides a little laughter, because I'm going to bring that to you as you're waking up. Get a second cup of coffee, second cup of tea. It's going to be nice outside. Now, I heard y'all talking about this expensive water, $60,000. Yeah. Michelle, I was like,
this water better talk to me in the middle of the night.
All I'm saying is it was big money, take little bank. Yeah. Big bank, take little bank. And I was very quiet. Yeah. So we'll talk about that, drinking your water, minding your business when we come back. You are listening to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers. We will be right back. Welcome back to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Center. It's not just a show. This is a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness, keeping your heart pumping with positivity. I'm Ebony Ssali. Happy Friday. By now, you should have got your second cup of coffee, second cup of tea, and you're feeling the vibes. You've listened to Ride Out, Cut Up in here. Got my pressure all up. Y'all had to come up out of my jacket. Just, got my pressure up. But this would be a good time to remind you to check your blood pressure, since we're talking about heart health, heart month. Listen, if we could be real for a second, African Americans, Black folks, us, cousins, friends have some of the highest rates of hypertension. So in just a second, we're going to talk with one of our residents about heart health. And just how to be better. Like if you leave with nothing else, I know we laugh, I know we joke on the show, it should be fun. But I want you to leave with a better idea of how to keep yourself together, keep yourself in shape. We know that Black women carry the weight of the world. And we shared on the show last time how heart disease presents differently in women, and then especially in Black women. So I want you to get up, get out of the bed, get some clothes on, and come on over to Outreach, 220 West Capitol Drive, and get yourself checked out. Just know your baseline levels. We're still early enough in the year that you can new year, new me. Before the summertime hits, we can get it on together. And it's small steps. So again, I shared that just me trying to drink more water, making sure I get my sleep, and just keeping the stress out of life. Before I move on and introduce our physician this morning, let me also remind you that measles is back. Measles is back, and it's full on. So if you don't remember if you got vaccinated, you don't remember when you got vaccinated, we have vaccinations for you for measles. The other piece of that is, let me just share, I've been following the news, following the addresses to the nation is what I'll say. And the fact that Medicaid and Medicare are even up for discussion for cuts, folks in wheelchairs, prosthetics, these are things that should have been settled many, many, many decades ago. So I will just say this, in addition to your health, think about somebody else. Think about the person that's homebound. Think about the person that's in the wheelchair. Check in on people and make sure you get up and you get registered to vote, because I promise you it matters. If not for yourself, for somebody else. So the vaccinations function the same way. They help you, but they help us. So I'm up on my soapbox just to say that public health is for all of us. It's a cute buzzword now. People are thinking about healthfulness and being healthy, but public health is for all of us. When one person sneezes and you're not vaccinated, you will catch. So all right, now I'm down off my soapbox, right? I will say Outreach does events throughout the year, and one of our events last year was the Heart Walk, right? So we get to the Heart Walk and we got our cute t-shirts on, and we're there, and I look up and I see our residents, and they run the heart walk, heart run, and they're fit. And I'm like, y'all better come on, right? Shout out for the runners in the community. And one of those runners was Dr. Mortazavi. He is one of our residents at Outreach. Let me just read a bit about his bio. Dr. Mortazavi earned his bachelor's degree in biology from York University in Toronto, Canada, then traveled to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I always get that, right, to complete his first 2 years of medical training before continuing his education in Chicago, where he gained experience working at various clinics and hospitals. He is now at Outreach, right? And he is one of those physicians that is focused, intentional, and we are excited to have him, right? So let's give it up for Dr. Moran Mortazavi. Welcome to Community Heartbeat, sir. I should say welcome back.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling today? Let me just ask that.
I'm feeling fantastic.
Right? Yeah. Did you get a run in today?
Actually got up at 4:30, ran for about 30 minutes. And now we're here.
It's goals. I do hope to achieve that one day. Right now, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. So just a little bit about you. Is there one thing that maybe kicked off your dedication to health and fitness? Let me just kind of start there, because you are one of those. It's like, he's gonna get up and work out, him and ride out, right? And I'm like, drinking my coffee. That is really great. So what sparked your love for health?
I think it really started like I was always into sports, right? Before even getting into med school and going the path of medicine. But I think as you get to know more about what's going on with your body, you realize what a blessing it is to be healthy.
True.
And some of us, unfortunately, don't have that luxury because of so many factors, right? Genetic factors, things that happens in life. But I think we should just do as much as we can to protect our health as much as possible. At least what we call in medicine the modifiable factors.
Oh, talk to me about it. What is that?
Yeah. Since we're talking about hypertension, we can actually kind of segue into that with this topic. So before I talk about that, let's talk about a little bit just hypertension. I know you've already probably talked about it, but hypertension is the pressure your blood is putting towards your arteries, to put it very simply. So what causes us to have this kind of pressure? It's multifactorial.
Okay.
There are things that we call modifiable factors, and there are some that are unmodifiable factors. The unmodifiable factors are age. As we age, we're all gonna kind of have stiffer blood vessels, which causes you to have higher blood pressure. Your race, as you mentioned, we know that from the data, depending on which resource you see, non-Hispanic Black population have higher rates of blood pressure. It's something right around like 54 to 57%.
Crazy numbers.
And
numbers.
And the non-Hispanic white population is about like 44 to 47%.
Wow.
So that's another thing that you can change.
Right.
Your gender. We know that men have a higher higher prevalence of hypertension, with like around 50 to 51% versus the female population, which is about like 47%. But here's the catch: that actually kind of changes as women approach
as we get older. Oh Lord,
and post-menopause, because that estrogen, when that estrogen kind of helps your blood vessels to relax. So once the estrogen, kind of peaks, goes down, then the rate for hypertension.
So I get gray hair and higher rates of hypertension.
Yeah. So you can change that.
Okay.
Right? So
tell me how to change it.
Yeah. So age, race, and genetics, you can change those. But the modifiable factors are things like obesity, your diet, your
stress level.
Stress level. We'll talk more about diet as well, but stress level. So these are things that you can change. And we know that as you exercise, as you lose weight, I'm from Canada, so forgive me, every kilogram that you go down, it actually affects your both systolic and diastolic, so the top number and the low number in your blood pressure. So those are the modifiable factors. So going back to your question, when I saw what we can do to change that, I was like, I need to do more.
Prevent the preventable is the thing I like to say on the show. I know often hypertension is called the silent killer, right? Because some of these other conditions, you'll know it, you'll have these symptoms before the big one, as they say. Heart disease is not like that. Hypertension is not like that. Folks, the first indication that they have could be a heart attack. Why do we call it the silent killer? And what kind of implications does that have?
Sure. Yeah. I think you point out a good thing there. So a lot of other things that we see in medicine, you kind of get a warning sign, right? Obviously, there's a lot that you don't, but just the basic things that your usual things that you look for. You get a headache. You go see a doctor, and you're like, hey, why do I have a headache? They kind of work you up. It's like, you probably have migraines or something like that, right? But when it comes to hypertension, when you have chronic hypertension, that means that blood pressure is high for a long time, those changes within your blood vessels are happening during 30, 40 years.
Right.
And then comes a time that that blood vessel is so tight that the blood can't get through, and then now you start having symptoms. You're short of breath, you're having chest pain,
right.
and you're dizzy,
right.
So many things. And then you still go to the doctor, you get the workup done, and then you realize, oh, my kidneys are now failing.
It's one thing after
so many things. So many things.
So
that is
preventable.
Why. Yep.
So let me ask, we laughed about it when it first came out, the new changes for the food pyramid. And this is a bit off the script, but you talked about diet, the foods that we're eating. What is like the medical recommendation? I joked and said the food pyramid now says meat, and more meat. You should just eat meat. But should we still be adding vegetables? What should we be modifying in our diet to make sure that we're starting off in the right place?
I think when it comes to any recommendations, you gotta look at data.
Yeah.
And numbers don't lie, data don't lie. So we know that what we recommend right now is a Mediterranean diet.
Okay.
So Mediterranean diet, it's been shown to be very beneficial, not just for cardiac health, for your heart health, but overall.
Okay.
There's new research coming up in regards to vegan diet. But that's very early, so we don't recommend that as of now.
Okay.
So
tell us about the Mediterranean diet.
Yeah, so Mediterranean
oils.
diet. Basically, just making it very simple. Things that like whole grain foods, vegetables. You can have your meat, but everything to a good portion,
and not a lot of fried.
Not a lot of fried. Okay. If you can actually take away from fried food, that is even better.
Okay.
Chicken, fish, better than red meat, but you still, red meat once or twice a week, that's fine. Okay. But the most important thing is salt.
Ooh, right. That's a hard one.
Limiting your salt. Which is very difficult because everything we go and get outside is
heavily salted and sugared.
Yep. So salt, sugar. And here's why salt, because I think it's important for people to realize why things we recommend. Because if you know why things happen, then you realize when you're looking at things and you're like, oh, this has this much salt, or like this is why I'm trying to avoid salty food.
Right.
So every time you're having salt, think about this. Wherever salt goes, water follows. When water follows, you have too much volume in your vessels. That means there's much more pressure to those arteries.
I have never heard it explained like that, but it makes total sense. So elevated salt, water retention.
Yeah. That's why when you have salty foods, you're drinking too much water afterwards.
See, now it all makes sense. So we have a caller. Greetings, good morning, and welcome to Community Heartbeat.
Well, good morning, dear. Good morning.
Good morning.
And a very blessed peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak for those that partake.
Love it all. Look, I love it all.
Tyrone W. speaking. Also, my Islamic name, Rafiq, friend and companion. I got that from the Professor Muhammad Abdullah when I was out west there some years ago. So I appreciate him giving me my name that will allow me to be on my own path, from, even though I love the name that my mother and my grandparents gave me, and I love all those names, but I've got my name, for my path to freedom, just like Malcolm X did.
I love it.
But anyway, yes, good morning, Doctor. Is Dr. Moran?
Yes.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm stumped here because, oh man, I don't know, your level of expertise and how far you're but not you personally, but let's just say, for my legs, I've gone to Isaac Cox Center. I've given 2 vials of blood there. I've gone out to 27th and Layton. I've given 2 vials of blood there. Okay, but still now they keep telling me, oh, well, it's not from Roundup. So I know it's lymphoma, lymphedema,
lymphedema,
yeah,
or lymphoma.
all of
those are two different.
Well, it's bad on my legs.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, lymphoma, lymphedema, whatever, But
Sure.
but they keep telling me they don't know, but they didn't test for nothing. So they keep, it's not from Roundup. I don't care about the money at this point stage of the game. It's just tell me where it came from. If it's not from Roundup, it's got to be from that piss water that came up through the.
You're a mess. You're not making your coffee with that, I'm hoping.
No. But I had to bail that, and my dogs have died since then. But
have mercy.
I had to bail that, and my legs have never been the same since. But I guess what I wanted the doctor to kind of dig into is, and I read an article some years ago about a young man and his brother. His brother's umbilical cord actually saved his life. I believe it was in Ebony or Essence, one of the two there, but the article, I don't have it in front of me, so forgive me for that. Mm-hmm. But this young man's brother's umbilical cord saved his life. So as a country, and I'm pretty sure that the Chinese and different parts of Europe and maybe even Africa too have done different things with umbilical cord, bone marrow, placenta maybe even. Mm-hmm. Why, as a country with so much money that we have, why are we so far behind the 8 ball? And we're telling people, sell your plasma and, blood drive here, blood drive there and all that. You have this stuff on record for people from birth, their umbilical cord and bone marrow and stuff like that. Wouldn't that be a great place to start as they grow? You got on record how many candy bars they stole.
Okay, you hit me with a lot. So let me first let me say thank you for the call.
Okay,
let's address some of the things that you shared.
Okay,
so first you talked about the environmental factors, right?
Yeah.
So let me just start with the environmental. There's a lot of things that are just like chemically in the air, in the water that are affecting our bodies. So let me just kind of start with that piece. Okay. How do environmental factors, are you taking that into consideration? When you see a patient, I come in and you're looking at where I live, and are you taking some of those environmental factors into consideration when you're doing my blood work?
Yeah, of course. Just generally, like just knowing what your social status is, where your, what are your accesses are. Like, do you have access to
clean water?
What sources of food you have around you? So all of this stuff matters.
Sure.
When we do any sort of workup. And then, good thing with outreach that we have so many resources that we can have you be in touch with to help you with that. Other than that, I did hear a lot that's going on there. So obviously we can give medical advice here, but just in terms of like why as a country we're not moving towards this whole
that's like a whole different conversation. But I'll boil it down to this: is just yes, there are different medical practices in different parts of the world, but I'll just kind of boil it down to what are some of the things that we can do to advocate for ourselves. We talked blood donation on this show last time, and I'll save you from this question, but I'll share this. Blood donation helps our community. So I know that there have been rumors and there's misinformation out there. I shared on this show last time that when I give blood, that blood goes directly to sickle cell patients. So you won't argue me down on that. Blood donation is tremendously important in our community. It's safe, it's tested. We went through that. But give me an idea just in terms of how we can advocate for ourselves with testing and saying, I know something is wrong, doctor, help me out.
Yeah, for sure. I would just like to add something to the blood donation. Everything you said is absolutely true. The only thing, you just have to be qualified to be doing that, because if you are anemic, if you have, so that is so important to do that, to get a blood work done, to make sure there's nothing else that's going on. So that prevents you from giving blood. But otherwise, yes. So how to advocate for yourself. Every time we have patients, especially myself, the most important thing is to choose a primary care that can listen to you, that have the time to listen to you and validate your concerns.
Right.
Because a lot of times, I'm guilty of that too, because we see so many patients, and when you come in with so many issues, it kind of makes it very difficult. So what I always try to do is just ask you, what is your first problem today that you want me to resolve? So just trying to listen to your patients is one of the most important things. The second thing is, if you have some concern about that something's wrong, bring it up multiple times if you have to. And if you feel like your primary care is not, listening to you, or they're not doing enough, change your primary
care. Get a different one. Right.
Change it, because it's something that's bothering you. And the last thing I want you to do is to leave my office thinking that your concern was not resolved.
Right.
Maybe we can do some tests to at least give you some reassurance if it's indicated.
Right.
Because a lot of times people come in and they say, my my uncle got this test. I'd like to get this test done. There's no indication.
Right.
We don't need to do that.
Right.
So everything
but
has
if
to be
they're pressing on it, why not?
Why not? If they're pressing on it, we can have a discussion on it. And then sometimes also we have to consider financial burden.
Absolutely.
Right. So some of the tests, even though there's no indication, and then we can order it just as a reassurance. You might end up with a $400, $500 bill.
Sure. So I like the way you frame that. If keep pressing. And I will also just add an aside. He didn't say that he went to outreach. So 414-727-6320 is the number that you can call to connect with primary care with our residency program. We have a full lab service on site. But I will also advocate for, there are lab and diagnostic tests that you can get that have like a walk-in clinic style. So go and get your baseline and then come up with a plan. I look at your physicians, your care as these are coaches. Mm-hmm. They know what it takes for your body to have peak performance. And you need to be keeping score because you are the player in life. It is your equipment, right? So you should have a notebook that says, during this week of the month, I tend to be a little more swollen, retaining water. You should be able to walk in armed with that information. And that helps. So they're not, I like to say, primary care is not psychic, right? There's no magic. You're looking at the conditions, you're looking at the symptoms, and you're looking to come to a solution. So it's like a partner in care. Right, partner in care.
We're just like any other people. We just can kind of see what's going on with the labs and kind of interpret what's going on and help you with just navigating and plan for you.
Y'all are smart though. I do like to say they're like Grey's Anatomy. They're always huddled in there, like researching. But you do get a medical team at outreach, so that's one thing that I truly appreciate. Prevention, right? So we can talk about, now that you have hypertension, now that you have to monitor it, but how do we keep ourselves like out of hypertension altogether? Black woman, we know the risk factors. I am of a certain age. The gray hairs are coming in. There are things that I need to watch out for. How can I just prevent hypertension?
So when we talk about prevent, again, we go back to the modifiable and unmodifiable factors. Okay. So we're now talking about the modifiable factors, because we can't change anything about our race, our age. And so the number one thing that we tell all of our patients is diet and exercise. Diet and exercise. I know we have different guidelines as to like how much of exercise, how much your heart rate wants to go up. The more information you give patients, I know it's more helpful. But sometimes all these numbers become very confusing.
Did I do 130 minutes of exercise this week or 100, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So the whole talk about like 70 minutes versus 150 minutes. So what I tell my patients is always, any exercise, it's good exercise, but your goal has to be just increase your heart rate just a little bit. Just if you can't, a lot of people can't go for a run. If a lot of people don't even have access to gym, right? So as long as you get some movement in, that you can increase your heart rate above your baseline, that's a good exercise.
Right. Are you taking notes on this? Get your heart moving. The movement is the key, sir. The movement.
And then the diet that we already talked about. Stay away from fried foods. Limit your salt intake. Ask your primary care to send you to a nutritionist that can help you because probably I would say 90% of people who walk in through those doors don't know how to read labels from the food.
That
labels.
That part.
That is so important to be aware of those. So, and the best person to help you with that is not even us. It's a nutritionist.
So we at Outreach have a nutritionist on staff. Yeah. So one thing I will say is over the course of I would say it started in the pandemic. Dr. Mortazavi, before the pandemic, your girl could not cook, right? That was a running joke in my family. They'd be like, "Woo, Lord, do not have Ebony prepare anything." But I mean, it was fried food. It was a sandwich. It was fast food made in the kitchen. During the pandemic, I took time to learn to cook. For me now, flavors of real seasonings taste so much better than the fast food. So now I feel like a little snob. I go to a restaurant, I'm like, this is terrible, right? So I think eating well actually tastes better than some of the fast prepared stuff. So things like when you mention salt, I'll use an example we all should know. Garlic salt, onion salt, right? We use that garlic seasoning, onion seasoning. We use that. For me, fresh onions taste better. And that's better for your heart over time, 100%. Right? So that goes back to the Mediterranean diet. So we just have to make those little changes, those little tweaks. So let me ask just a more fun, lighthearted piece. What is your favorite meal to eat that you would say is still healthy?
Sure. I think it depends. It really depends if I have time to, depending on my time, what I can prepare.
Right.
What I have, which I love, it's an air fryer.
Okay. Talk to us about the air fryer.
So I have an air fryer.
Sure.
And I just buy a bunch of chicken breast and I just marinate them in like yogurt, turmeric.
Yeah.
And put them in the air fryer with some veggies, sometimes a little bit of rice.
Right. Done.
That's the best.
And you're talking what? 10 minutes? No, 20 minutes or so?
Well, I have to prepare the whole thing.
Sure.
I don't know, 10 minutes.
Crazy.
But then the air fryer does it for like another 15.
See, so it's quick, it's flavorful, and it's healthy. Yeah. That's all we're talking about. Those small changes that make a big difference. So when we come back from this break, we'll talk about some of the things that people can do now besides coming into Outreach Community Health Centers to get their blood work done and to start off on the healthy path. And then maybe just some tips that you've done that have helped you maintain your health. So you are listening to Community Heartbeat presented by Outreach Community Health Centers. Not just a show, this is a movement. I'm Ebony Ssali in the studio with Dr. Moran Mortazavi. We will be right back. Welcome back to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Center. It's not just a show. This is a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness, keeping your heart pumping with positivity. I promise y'all this will be good. I promise y'all it will be hypertension. We will talk heart health from head to toe. So we were talking earlier in the studio with Dr. Moran Mortazavi about running and health and fitness and getting your tests and being an advocate for yourself, and taking care of your heart, eating right. And so now in the studio, we are joined by, I will always call her living legend, Dr. Renee Suttle Robinson, our podiatrist over at Outreach Community Health Center. So let's give it up for Dr. Renee Suttle Robinson. Welcome back to the show. Happy Heart Health Month. For those of you that don't know, Dr. Renee Suttle Robinson is simply magnificent. So I will let her share a little bit about her start, how she got to outreach, and then we're going to tie this all together in what you should be doing for your body. But y'all get sick of me yelling at you to take care of yourself. So that's why I bring in the heavy hitters. So Dr. Renee Suttle Robinson, first off, welcome. And share with us a little bit about you for the two people out there listening who don't know who you are.
There's more than two people out there that don't know me.
Tell us
well, good morning, Miss Ebony Ssali.
Greetings and salutations.
And good morning, doctor. How are you today?
Good. How are you? Good to see you.
It's just all doctored up in here. I love it.
So now, how did I get my start? So my mother's dying wish when I was 14 years old was that all of her kids would get bachelor's degrees, and 3 of us, because she had a bunch of kids, 3 of us would become doctors. So I'm very proud because her dying wish to me was that I take care of the kids. So I figured at the very least I should set an example. Yeah. And for my younger brothers, I said, if I'm a woman and I can do it, this is a man's world. You don't have an excuse. Right. But anyway, so while I was still in high school, I finished 21 units of college work by the time I got my high school diploma.
Love it.
I went to school to become a registered nurse, and all my classmates in nursing school want to know, how did you get in here this fast? It took us 2 years to get into the school. And I just played the nut roll. I said, I don't know. But I knew it was because I had completed all the prerequisites while I was still in high school. So I got my RN license when I was 20 years old. And that's how I worked and paid my way through school.
That's women in STEM before women in STEM was even a thing, right? But before that.
Well, so I'm going to tell you how old I am now.
just a few days over 21, I'm guessing.
This year, on my birthday in May, I'm going to be 70 years old. I graduated from college.
That is huge. Is she looking good, y'all? If y'all haven't got on the stream, y'all better come in and take this in and come and look at that living legend.
Graduated from podiatric medical school in 1983. So this year I have been a doctor now for 43 years.
Amazing. Congratulations to that. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for dedicating your life to this, because there's one thing that people will say, if you walk by her office, if you see her in the street, if you pick up a paper with her article in it, you will be talking about feet. And you will be talking about feet forever.
Oh, yes. Sometimes people ask me, so when are you going to retire?
It's not happening.
I said, retire from what? That's like asking an avid book reader.
Right.
When are you going to stop reading?
I'll be out there protesting with my one sign, like you can't retire. But let me bring this together, because you've often talked on the show about how important feet are to the heart and how the heart will show up in the feet. So just give us a quick snippet about how they're connected.
That's the challenge, Ebony.
I know. That's why I had to say a little quick, because we'll do it after the show.
Yes. Well, if I were to break it down in just the fewest words possible, people die from the feet up.
Tell us what that means.
Okay.
What does that mean?
So the blood vessels from your heart get consistently smaller the further away from your heart that you get.
Okay.
And your feet are farther from your heart than any other part of your body.
Okay.
So it's the first place that circulation problems show up. That's what I mean by people dying from the feet up. I just got back from Atlanta, Georgia, and I saw a doctor, young doctor, who he doesn't run, but he lifts weights, and that man has muscles on him. Lord have mercy.
Oh, see,
but
now
he is.
We were talking about us being good in here, Dr. Ssali Robinson. Now you over here. Okay.
I told him he had to let me hug him because I don't feel muscles like that very often.
We're behaving. Let me see. No, I'm just kidding.
But now he is an interventional radiologist, not radiologist. I'm sorry, interventional cardiologist.
Okay.
And so his job is to look at the blood vessels in the legs and figure out where the blockages and to open up those blockages either by angioplasty, stents, or bypass.
Okay.
So he does that kind of work. And so I tell him he keeps foot doctors in business.
Right.
And so, in Spanish, friend means amigo. So I told him he is our Tomigo.
I love it. So the vessels in your feet, when you have issues, will show up. What are some of the things? So I was asking Dr. Mortazavi, what are one or two things that we can do to make sure our feet are in good condition to keep our heart healthy?
Well, I know earlier you talked about what you eat, and it really does make a difference. How you take care of your body makes a huge difference.
I'm learning that, y'all. I'm seeing it play out. Like, you when you're young and you're invincible, right? You're eating a turkey leg while you're snacking on a burger, and then you're drinking your wine and you're pulling up to your friends with a beer and you're doing all these things. That catches up with you really quick.
Well, not only that, I think probably one of the biggest things people need to back off of is smoking cigarettes or really smoking anything.
She said smoking anything. I'm not mad at that, Dr. Robinson.
Because sometimes people forget that smoking cigars or pipes or vaping or any of the other thing people might be smoking. All
you see,
are
she
included.
Looked at you right out the thing. Okay, put it down. Put it down. But it's not good. I mean, in any form, the hookahs, all of these things that became really popular, not good for the body.
Exactly.
For the body.
Exactly. I try to come up with different examples for my patients to help them understand why they need to quit cigarettes. I said, because, if they cut off your leg, then that cuts me out of a job. I don't have anything to work on.
You need your feet for the sake of Dr. Ssali Robinson. Please keep your feet.
Now, I told them, now think about it like this. When they run into a building that's on fire to help people get out of there, if they get out of there without being burned, but they're still being hospitalized, why are they being hospitalized? Smoke inhalation. And I said, and you're spending your money to kill yourself softly. That's basically what you're doing with cigarettes. It destroys the inside of your blood vessels and destroys your blood flow. And then you need interventional cardiologists like my brother, Dr. Peluso Fakaridi.
So I will say, so folks at the top of the year, they're like, new year, new me. They want to go get fit. We often talk about just starting where you are, going out for a walk, taking what you have. You two connect the dots for me, making sure you have the right equipment. So running is probably the easiest thing to do for your heart health, or walking. So you get a new pair of shoes, you go out there, you're running. And now I got shin splints. I got, everything hurts. And I can't tell if it's because I'm out of shape or if it's because I got the wrong shoes. Just everything hurts. You two connect the dots for me just in terms of pushing through like those first couple weeks where you're getting back active and everything hurts. Like, let's just be real. I'm like, oh, my back. Oh, I can't roll over all the way. How do I break through that? And then how do I make sure before I even get out there and start this new fitness, I got the right equipment, the right shoes, and I'm starting off on the right path?
Well, I would say first and foremost, the aches and pains, it's kind of part of that. It hurts to be beautiful.
Oh, come on. Okay. She would know. Y'all better get on the stream. Y'all would know. She is giving it to her.
But just back up a little bit and maybe slow down with your roll.
Okay.
Just maybe walk a little less or do a little bit less initially, and kind of gradually work your way up until your body gets adjusted. A little bit of pain, you can work through it. A lot of pain, you really need to back up. You're really trying to do too much. You're trying to make up for a whole year of inactivity at one time.
And it just doesn't work that way, does it?
And if you've never done this before, or you've been off of it for a long time, and then you start going 100%, and now you have an Achilles rupture, now you're not able to do this for the next 6 months or even more.
I will say there's an app for those of you who are listening. There is an app called Couch to 5K. Start slow, right? You're not gonna undo all the damage that you've been doing for 20 years just today in this 5K. We do have a caller. Let me pause to take that caller. Caller, greetings and welcome to Community Heartbeat.
Again, forgive me for a double speak.
Oh, hey, Tyrone W.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And good morning again to both of the doctors, Dr. Robinson, Dr. Moran, and Milwaukee as well. Yes, peace and blessing, as well as Ramadan Mubarak to all. We had spoke earlier about umbilical cords, bone marrow, and placenta and things like that. But a nugget for you, and then I'll hang up. Listen, there's so many silent killers amongst us. The same thing that killed Bernie Mac and Barry White. I mean, not Barry White, but Reggie White killed Bill Russell, and his daughter has it as well. Now, this article I have partially, I have backstory because I tear books and magazines up something fierce and terribly around. That's why I got papers everywhere.
We love readers.
But August of 2005 is where the article comes from. Mystery of sarcoidosis. That's what it's called. Spelled Sarcoidosis. Sarcoidosis, I guess.
Sarcoidosis. That's right.
But anyways, the silent killers amongst us, sickle cell anemia, on down the list there of AIDS, HIV, this one here. So, I mean, we're talking about cigarettes and all this stuff, but we got the silent killers among us that are doing harm to us too, that we're, Corona, COVID, all these things here. Silent killers amongst us. So we're getting hit from all angles. So I just wanted to say that. So it's a little nugget for you. So God bless, love you all, and have a great day and great weekend. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Listen, that's why we're on this show 12 months, because each month is dedicated to something. So now we're just zoomed in on the heart and just how important the heart is and how it really is head to toe. You mentioned a couple of procedures, stents, and then we talked about how to keep yourself out of that. So some of the preventative measures. I do want to kind of sidebar because you took a trip last year.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I want you to tell us about this trip and maybe some of the aha moments you had during that trip.
Okay. So last year I went to Grenada, which, if you're familiar with the Caribbean islands, that whole archipelago extends from North America to South America. So the most southern of all of those islands is Grenada, and it's a Black nation. And I have to tell you, having experienced so much of my professional life in America as the fly in the sugar bowl, it was such a joy to come into a nation where everybody was Black. I was bathing in the chocolate syrup. I enjoyed the hell out of myself the whole time I was there. Everybody, every owner, every company, every employee, everybody. I mean, even the people swimming in the ocean up and down the beach in the swim club, they were all Black. It was just amazing. But the challenge there is they don't have any foot doctors. And so there's nobody to kind of help fill in the blanks because, obviously we're kind of focused on making sure we stay in business. So my goal is to make sure that none of my patients lose their feet. And so to find out that they had no foot doctors there, and they had like medical assistants and nurses working on feet, because people do have foot problems.
Yes. I mean, and you sent some pictures back that were
incredible. Oh my
goodness. So a lot of them are having amputations. So connect the dots for us, disease and how that becomes prevalent in the body, how that manifests in the body. That's the word I want to use. And why so many of these folks need amputation.
Okay. So if you don't know what to do with the feet when they present to you that way, then your only option is, okay, am I going to cut it off below the knee or above the knee? And so they do have people working on feet. There was a nurse that said she was responsible for removing the toenails that are having problems. And you know how painful that can be.
So we were joking during the break. When you play some sports, you do tend to just lose toenails. They just rub their way off.
Yes,
right?
yes. We call them runner's toes.
Nasty.
So I taught her the proper way
Sure.
to remove the toenail because she had been commissioned by her government to go ahead and numb the toe and remove the nail, but she was removing it distal to proximal as opposed to proximal to distal.
Y'all know I only watched 3 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. What does that mean?
You know what? You need to be watching My Feet Are Killing Me.
Okay.
With Dr. Ebony Vincent, because she will bring you up to speed.
Okay. But tell us what that means and how that procedure is done and why that's important.
Okay, so how the procedure is done, the nail is avulsed or removed from the root out, as opposed to from the tip back to the root. Because if you go from the tip back to the root, you're going to leave pieces behind, and then there's going to be more problems. And so if you want to eliminate the problem by removing the toenail, which a lot of people end up having done, you remove it from the root out, because then you get all those pieces and you don't leave anything behind to fester and cause additional problems.
So just a simple question.
It was hard to digest.
Well, listen, y'all, she sent me pictures and I oscillated between putting them up online because it's really eye-opening that, and if you take nothing else from the show today, I really want you to take this away. I love a good fried chicken meal. I love gravy. I love butter. I love it all. Is it worth having an amputation? That's what I want you all to really think about. Does this food taste so delicious that I'm willing to sacrifice a limb?
So now I want you to know I would not give up all of those wonderful things because I love them too.
Yes.
But when you eat them to the exclusion, the total exclusion of everything else out there that is just amazing and wonderful. It blew my mind to hear that one of my younger relatives had never had squash. I was like, squash? You've never had squash? This man is in his 40s. I was like, oh my God, where have you been, under rocks or what?
Right. A great substitute.
Those things are okay, but my Heavenly Father says all things in moderation.
Yeah.
So if you eat those things to the exclusion of everything else, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of wonderful things out there.
Delicious.
If you've never tasted it, oh my God.
Delicious. And I will say, even now, like I said in the first hour, a lot of the actual fruits and vegetables taste better than the substitutes we're being given, right? Get you some papaya, mix that down with some watermelon, make you a smoothie. That tastes so much better than a soda. I got to be honest with you, right? Seltzer water, just things you can do to change up the trajectory. But I will say it's not worth it. And maybe I will post some of those pictures because it's not worth it.
Now, I have to tell you, I love a good glass of carrot juice. If you've never had a glass of carrot juice, you have not lived.
Okay.
Can
I mix any fruit in there?
You can do whatever you want to in terms of fresh foods. There's a book called Whole 30, WHOLE. That like, I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the 30 means just do this for 30 days and see what difference it makes in how your body feels. Because if food is medicine, as we've heard so many times, if you are eating the whole food rather than the packaged foods, your body is receiving all the nutrition without the other stuff. I tell people, if you look at the label and there's something in that product that you cannot pronounce.
Stay away from it. Yeah, all of that.
Your disulfate phospho. Stay away from it.
And even better, I will push to say, eat fruits and vegetables that don't even have a label. It's just that natural, right? It's an orange.
Exactly.
And eat the whole orange. Mix these things up. So you said 30 days, whole 30.
Yeah.
Let's commit to the next 30.
Because when your body receives whatever came out of that can, it gets the nutrition and says, good. But then when it gets all those preservatives, this is, what the fudge is this? What does my body do with this?
Indeed.
And there you have higher rates of diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and straight on down the line.
So although it's a different condition, let me ask you both, and you can both share your answer with this. Diabetes is often linked with heart disease, but it's how the body processes sugar. So would we say that we should consider salt and sugar having kind of the same implications on the body? Like, should we be trying to reduce both of them is my question.
I would say yes, you definitely need to reduce them both.
Yeah, okay. I agree. I actually was going to say, I know we're talking about hypertension today, but all of the stuff that you just said, those are just adding up to all these risks. Yeah. And as I'm sure, you know, you see a lot of that, people with diabetes and hypertension, much higher rate of, you know, having, you know, foot amputations, infections. So, yeah. So all of that sugar that's like circling around, it's kind of expediting the blood vessels that we were just talking about to, you know, get narrower and narrower and narrower.
Yeah. So I'll give a cultural relevance because we've all seen the movie Soul Food, and that's the reason Big Mama, right? But then they went right. So friends and I would joke, and then they went right back the next Sunday dinner making the greens and this and this and this, and it's a choice. So you might be the relative that shows up. My grandmother is infamous for this. She makes phenomenal food, but my grandmother will always show up with a fruit tray. Oh, you're going to eat the fruit. And while you're waiting for folks to get their plates and do all that, get you some of that fruit, a lot of it, and put it on your plate because it makes a difference. So it like you said, you don't have to exclusively have just these fried foods, but put some fruit on your plate.
Okay? Yes, that's God's natural sugar.
And so when we come back from this break,
your blood sugar too.
Yeah. When we come back from this break, we're going to talk about the good sugar that comes from fruit, right? And what that does to the body. So you are listening to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers. Not just a show. I'm in the studio with living legend Dr. Renee Sutter Robinson and upcoming legend Dr. Moran Mortazavi. We will be right back. Back to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers. Y'all already know this is not just a show, that this is truly a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness. This month, we're finishing out Heart Health Month, and we're talking hypertension, heart, loving on your heart, head to toe. In the studio, we've got Dr. Moran Mortazavi and Dr. Renee Soto Robinson, living legend. We have a caller, so let me welcome you to Community Heartbeat. Welcome and good morning.
Good morning. It's a blessing that we have such distinguished doctors on your show.
Indeed.
My name is Annette.
Hello, Miss Annette.
Yes, I'm an older, I'm a senior citizen now. I'm like the older adult senior citizen. But since I was a child, I've always had problems with my feet. So this is addressed to the foot doctor. My father took me to many foot doctors during my childhood, and it has carried into my adulthood. So I've always saw a podiatrist or a specialist. Up to this day, I have extreme plantar flat, I'm trying to say flatiitis. I think that's the name of it. And I have extreme, where it's so bad that the calluses are so deep that they have to try to dig them out. I've had many surgeries on my feet, neuromas, hammer toes, you name it, I've had it. Circulation problems and things like that has been a problem as well. They don't give people like myself special shoes because I'm not a diabetic. So I have to try to get arch lifts, and those cost a lot of money, but I try my best to get a doctor to help me get lifts in my arch. I'm just so flat-footed that it literally makes me miserable. I can't wear cute little high heel shoes. I wear low heel, and I go to Stan's Bootery, and believe me, it has cost me money. Any suggestions that you can give me, or maybe
ma'am, your feet are screaming out to you. Please take me to see Dr. Soto Robinson at Outreach Community Health Center. Please.
That's what they're saying. 414-727-6320 is the number. But you talked about shoes, so special fitting shoes. Is there and I love because you'll give some recommendations of shoes. But talk to us about the arch support, the comfort, and just being able to walk comfortably.
I think the most common problem that people have is with the size of their shoes. People recognize that there are numbers that govern the size of your shoes. That recognizes the length of your foot from heel to toe. But people don't know that there is a letter that goes with it that recognizes the width of your foot from the big toe to the baby toe. And the width of people's feet are altered with weight gain, weight loss, with deformity, and so on and so forth, swelling, whatever. And so you need to know the letter, and the letters run A, B, C, D, E, and it'll go all the way down to 5 A's for extra, 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 extra narrow. And it goes all the way up to 5 E's for extra, 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 extra wide. And so with there being 13 different widths of the shoe, if you are in a shoe that's not wide enough and you're going up a half a size or a whole size because that shoe is not wide enough for your foot, the problem is not the number, it's the letter. I always tell people, women don't tell you I wear size 34. Bra.
Right.
They say I wear size 34 and then there's some letter. You know, and I said, imagine what it would be like, excuse my expression, for a big titty woman to be in a size A cup. just not going to work. Okay?
Don't y'all imagine it, gentlemen. Don't y'all imagine it. But you get the point. You get the point. Just spill it all out. Right.
So you need the proper width. I always send my patients to Stan's Bouderie because they have something called a Brannock device that will also measure the width of your foot. And I want you to come back to me knowing what letter, not just the number, but the number and the letter.
Now I'm gonna take it a throwback, okay? Because y'all think it's always been sweet. Ebony grew up with Payless, okay? Ebony grew up with Payless shoes, and one thing they would do is measure your foot, and that's the device you're talking about, right? So it measures the size of the foot, but the width of the foot as well.
Brannock, Brannock.
Okay. So go get your feet measured. But now you're saying, Miss Annette, once you get your feet measured, you know that there's conditions. Where can people go to get a reliable fitting for like the arch support and all of that? Where can people go for that?
I recommend Stan's Fit for Your Feet because they have over-the-counter products that are much better than what you get at Kmart. I'm sorry, Walmart.
I'm with you too. I listen.
I don't go to Walmart. I do go to Stan's, doctor. I do go to Stan's because I cannot wear any of the other shoes, but my calluses are so deep they have to try and dig them out, and it's like if I miss a doctor's appointment with insurance the way it is today, it's like walking on rocks, and I'm in severe pain. It shoots, like you said, it goes up through your legs, your heart, and everything else. You're right,
baby. The choir talking to the preacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Bring your behind over to Outreach. I will send you to get x-rays of your feet, and so everything that I can see on the outside will be complemented with the x-rays of your bones on the inside, and the combination of that complete and thorough examination of your feet and function. If there's something like that that needs repair, if I can do it for you to relieve that discomfort in the office, that's exactly what I do for a living. And if it's something that needs surgical repair, I will counsel you with regard to what kind of surgical repair and why, and what kind of results you can expect after surgical intervention.
So make that appointment, 414-727-6320. One of the commitments of this show is to get people here that are passionate about what they do. And we'll talk about the trendy stuff and the influencers and the folks that have no credentials, no medical training. We'll talk about them in a second. But I will say one thing I love about both of you is that you're committed to this work. This is not a hobby. This is not something you just rolled over yesterday and thought about. This is their career, what they've dedicated. So please make. She's gonna sit. You're gonna kiki in the office. And I'm looking in the chat. You're getting shout outs. Folks are saying that's my doctor. She's gonna educate you. So they're loving you in the chat. Please come and see her. Please do that.
Okay, again, I have that number later on.
Absolutely, yes. I will share that again. It's 414-727-6320. You can come in, get your primary workup with Dr. Mortazavi. Come in and get those feet checked, Dr. Renee Soto Robinson. And again, it really is head to toe. When you start looking at your body as a machine, I really want you to think about your body as a machine. All we're doing is trying to keep it in peak fitness. When your car starts making a crazy noise, you go get it checked. I'm not getting under the hood, at least trying to figure out what's happening. Right. So we just need to do the same with our bodies. There are walk-ins available now. Let me just put a caveat. You won't be able to walk in and see these living legends. Schedule an appointment and make that time.
God bless y'all.
Yes, we appreciate you, and I don't want you in pain. So please come and see us. We will make that transition for you. Was there another caller right out, or did I? Okay, thank you so much, Miss Annette, and keep listening. We appreciate you.
I'll see you soon.
Indeed. Caller, greetings and good morning. Welcome to Community Heartbeat.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. I know that voice. Talk to me.
This is Rick. This is Rick calling you long distance from Germany. And I just want to say to your loving producer, put that camera on all three of the people sitting behind the desk, man.
Oh,
so
man.
that brother can get some shine.
Oh, man. Oh, absolutely, Doc. Right. That's a superstar.
Thank you.
I have to monitor it, Rick, from Germany, because I can't have a line outside the studio. I gotta do some. Absolutely.
I just want to say that the sister talking about food, feet, and overall health and the diet is right on the money. Wherever you got your training, they trained you in food and diet as well as pharmaceutical drugs. Today, the modern supermarket for the last 50 or 60 years has been pushing GMO fruits and vegetables, tomatoes, oranges, cucumbers. They're GMO, even at the health food store. So you got to know where to go to get real meat, real fruits and vegetables to put in your body so that you have a healthier chance at working and living and doing what you need to do to survive. I'm done, folks.
We appreciate you, Rick from Germany, always coming through, giving us some knowledge. There are two things I want to ask you too before we get out of here. I told you that 15 minutes would go quickly.
Yes, ma'am.
The first one being sugar. So we talked about salt and why that's not a good thing, why a lot of processed sugar is not good. But let's just talk really quickly the connection on diabetes and good sugar, fruits, vegetables that have natural sugar. Maybe give me 2 or 3 impacts that sugar has on the heart and the feet.
Sure, I can go first.
Put the camera on them.
All right. So sugar. As I mentioned before, the more sugar you have in your system, you're at higher risk of diabetes. The more sugar you have in your system that the insulin can't get into your cells, causes you to have these changes with your blood vessels, which people end up having, get to have amputations, or even people with high blood pressure. That's another risk factor for it. They end up having, any sort of strokes or what we call MIs, like heart attacks. But overall, if I have to give like one advice in terms of like sugary things and fruits and vegetables and everything in moderation, as we already talked about, is great. Fruits are fantastic, but we often think about something called the glycemic index of the foods that we take, and especially with fruits. The way I try to talk to my patients is that the denser the food is, the fruit is, the better in terms of the sugar, like the glycemic index.
Okay.
So an orange would be, I guess an apple is better than an orange, but that does not mean that you should not have an orange.
Got it.
Think of it this way. If you have juice, right? How many oranges do you need to make a cup of orange juice?
Got it. Okay.
3. Okay. Would you ever sit down and have 3 oranges at one sitting?
You just would.
Probably not. Right? So if you think of it like that, so if you have an apple, you have an orange, that's completely fine. But if you're having like multiple, oranges in one sitting, that's a problem.
So nature already gave us the quality and portion control.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other thing is there's always better to have the whole fruit than the juice. Because when you juice things, you take away the fiber. The fiber has an enzyme called fructase. The fructase actually helps with slowly releasing that sugar in your system.
So eat the whole orange, because the fibrous stuff, the stuff that you want to like bite the orange and spit out, that's the good stuff for you.
Yeah,
that's the good stuff for you. Doc, sugar and feet. can I have too much of the good stuff that causes me to be in the same boat? Now, what I'm hoping, I'm teeing this up to say, folks like to say a soda is the same as an orange. Those sugars are not the same.
No, it is not.
Okay.
No, it is not.
Okay. Soda's gonna hurt the feet in the long run.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. They have artificial sugar in that soda that creates that sweetness that we crave. They say sugar is the most addictive
listen
product
I am
on the planet.
I am, but I'm trying to break it.
And it will hurt you. So that's not to say you can never ever have a soda, but maybe just a little bit of soda every now and then, not a lot of soda,
folks
to the
waking up with a
exclusion
soda
of everything else. There again, all things in moderation.
Okay, so before we get out of here, trendy stuff that we're hearing on Instagram, on TikTok, we're seeing all these supplements and all of these. And I'm hoping, again, I'm teeing this up. Is Instagram a good substitute for primary care and foot care?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
From my standpoint.
No. These folks on here.
I always say the success of your treatment depends on which one of us is the doctor. Is it Instagram or is it Big Mama? Who is it?
I love it. So listen, with that, let me just say thank you. Thank you for sharing the knowledge and really allowing it to hit home. I will say blood pressure. Do we want to be monitoring blood pressures? Heart Health Month, we're focused on it. What should people be doing to monitor their blood pressure?
Yeah, so obviously go to your primary care, get your blood pressure checked over there. We don't usually diagnose people with high blood pressure if you only have one high readings. We need to have at least 2 high readings for you to be diagnosed as hypertensive. Check your blood pressure at home. Okay. If you don't have a blood pressure machine, you can get them, online. But before getting those, make sure you go on validatebp.org and make sure that model that you're getting is validated in that website. If it's not, then it bp.org. Yeah. Because the whole system goes through so much testing for these models that if you're just getting something that's not validated, you could get low blood pressures, high blood pressure, and it's just not accurate at all. So it's very important to be, the machine should be validated. And, talk to your primary care as to like how and when to take your blood pressure, because you should at least be, no smoking, no caffeine, no exercise 30 minutes before getting your blood pressure. And
do that consistently. So I'll make sure those links get up. Dr. Ssali Robinson, any last good to knows for the people?
Yes. If you go to your primary care doctor and they look at your eyes, ears, nose, throat, heart, lungs, but they don't look at your feet, get another primary care doctor. And I always tell my doctor colleagues, if your patients have 1 or 2 feet, send them to me. Look at me like 1 or 2 feet. That's you might have waited that long.
I love it. Yep. So listen, you can make your appointment today, 414-727-6320. You can actually make appointments with these physicians that we have in here today. Take care of yourself. It's Heart Month, head to toe. Check your blood pressure regularly because I love you. We love you, and we want you to be around for a very long time. Make sure you tune in next show, which will be on Friday, March 13th, where we're going to be talking National Nutrition Month. So we wouldn't set you up for failure. We want to set you up with success with some of those things that you should be eating. So come and see us in 2 weeks. Doctors, thank you. You have been listening to Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers. I'm Ebony Ssali in the studio with living legend, Dr. Renee Ssali Robinson, and upcoming legend, Dr. Moran Mortis-Ivy. We will see you soon. Have a great one.